Hi, hello, and welcome to the Daily Tarot Buffet brought to you by Vertex of Abundance. My name is Serene Priestess Abossi. I'll be your oracle today, and I was sent to deliberate the findings for the transiting moon into Libra, and that'll be between the 1st and the 4th. Of course, we're mid-cycle, of course, as this video is coming out, so get in where you fit in, take what resonates, leave the rest. It may be more on the spiritual side. These daily tarot buffet, especially when it's the daily, not the weekly, that energy tends to go for about 7 days. 3.5 days before that cycle starts and 3.5 days after. And the weeklies tend to go for about a week on either side. Just putting that out there. We have a few transits, so I'll call those out in a minute. I want to welcome all the new subscribers. You belong to welcome home, and I want to welcome back all the returning subscribers. Thank you for your continued support. It's an honor and a pleasure to serve you. Thank you for allowing me the privilege to do so. We'll be deliberating the findings from Tattoo Tarot by Diana Collis, and we'll impose the guidance, if there is any, from Pop of Love Tarot for the love. That's by Pop of Love Oracle by Vibe About It Tarot. And then we have the Egyptian Oracle by Sylvana Alasia. It seems to be really good for the channeled message. Just when that channel opens, this Oracle deck, the Egyptian Oracle, seems to be really good for that. We actually have a card in the deck. It's the Devil. So that's Ugga Bugga. If anything that is said resonates deeply with you, like, comment, share, subscribe, leave a review, book a session, send a donation. I'm just getting the energy of like we have a community here, because with this Libra transiting moon, that's the new moon in Libra. So that's the beginning of the new year. We might have to come up against people on a soul level, because it's not a new year that we celebrate on the Gregory. It's not the December New Year's. It's the indigenous, the ancestral New Year. Does that make sense? So there's 4 of Wands, 3 of Cups. These are people that are warm and cozy, squishy, wishy, These are people that we're comfortable around. 4 of Wands, 3 of Cups. These are friends, people we allow into our homes, people we allow into our heart. HEARTH, 4 of Wands, that vestal fire, people we burn for. 3 of Cups, Queen of Cups. This is needing to be warm, open. Also, people that we would pray for. So there's the Devil here. It can be that there's Capricorn energy. We do have the King of Pentacles. King of Pentacles, Devil card. That could be Sun in Capricorn, Capricorn midheaven, which would make it a Aries rising. Capricorn midheaven would make Aries rising. I'm getting that on a soul level, we're coming around people that we have karmic ties to. Devil card, karmic ties on a soul level. Queen of Cups, 3 of Cups. These are people that are getting close. 4 of Wands, so getting inside our house, inside the place that we rule from, and the place that we kind of like our headquarters, our hard quarters. They're getting up close to the flame. 4 of Wands. And it may appear to us like it's something that we want. King of Pentacles, it might seem like we've put a lot of time, energy, effort, and attention into this. I might wonder. I have some questions about that. If it's something that we truly, genuinely do really want, because we have some kind of open gate. It's a one. There are people, we love it, around us, lovers card, exalted or beings, or we might be around society, but there's some changes we need to make. Five of Pentacles. Something might be decaying, maybe even rotting. It might be untouchable, Shudra. Something might, I'm hearing the word go to crap. I'm hearing something's going to crap here. And there's more of it on the way. It's actually whatever's being manifested is gonna evoke or invoke or call in Three of Wands. Some kind of changes are being evoked, or decay is on the way, on the horizon. And it's coming from the heavens. So I'm sensing that we're being forced to make some changes. Six of Wands, Seven of Wands. We have to stand our ground in some kind of way, because there's some kind of coveted or elite status here. We have some kind of righteous or coveted spot. So this is first house. This is spirit, karma, life path, destiny. So there's something about the path that we're on, the journey that we're walking in this lifetime, the medicine that we bring. It's something about the calling on our life and the mission that we're about that's being revitalized here. Okay, and I straight up called it out here. So this is the thing that we've come and manifested here. This is the thing that we've done. Yep. This is the thing we've incarnated and used our energy to manifest. And with the Seven of Wands and the Six of Wands, we need to stand in defense of this coveted spot. It's really the fact that we're chosen and we're righteous. And it's like a bloodline thing with the six here. It's like a bloodline thing with the Six of Wands specifically. The Seven of Wands is heavenly protection. Okay, so with the Fool card here, I'm curious what else flipped over in the deck. Okay, but we got two God cards here. It's like we're walking directly into a future where we're in full command of our autonomy, because we are aware that we are God's sovereign fruit, and our God power is like in our hands. There was this period in our life where we were disconnected because we were disenfranchised, because we were dispossessed. Okay. And it was almost as if it was evident on paper that we were disinherited. Like the enemy or the devil or the dark had got us aligned with them. And then because we had made no decision, we had taken no proxy. And the moment we exercised our proxy, things started to shift. And at first, it was just things shutting down, which was the enemy getting stopped, the gate closing on our ascent being given to things that we really truly weren't aligned with. But that was really all along just us not sitting in our own spot. We had gotten up off our birthright. We had gotten up off of the throne that we're sitting in or sitting on due to our birthright and gotten up and wandered around, something of that nature. Ultimately, it'll boil down to we were not in alignment with the calling on our life, with the sacred mission, the divine calling. We had stepped out of alignment with that. And once we returned to that, sat down on the throne, straightened up the crown on our head, something of that nature, things started to align universally through our life, all the timelines, time, space, dimension, all of that. Okay. It was basically 7 of Wands, getting some kind of truth, breaking free from some kind of power dynamic. There was a trespasser around us or a trespass. 7 of Swords, something about we really needed to redeem something. I think the main shift here is about us owning our power. We weren't doing that for a long time. We're learning now how to navigate our heart chakra. Before we were kind of reactive or a voyeur in our own life. And now we're playing an active participatory role. And that may not resonate except from the sense of like, now we have recognition, now we have language, now we're aware of the witness, meaning that voice, so that spiritual eye kind of watching. There's a kind of healthy detachment. Looking back and going forward as we experience more, that we've had a before and after moment. Unfortunately, the before and after moment was some kind of trauma. It's like the snake has been put back in the pit and it's not going to get out again because we don't have the innocence, the ignorance that let it out. Or said differently, we see it for what it is. So it doesn't have the same effect and or said differently, power. It's again, some kind of truth. We just gained mastery and it's of our Godhead. We're standing in our God sovereign free self. We only got one major arcana here, it's the devil. We have Capricorn energy though, so it's David. I actually, the way this is based, I'm still going to read it. And it would say that for the most part, we had come around people, Queen of Pentacles, the devil card, we had come around people that, and I'm correct, we'd come around people that were karmic. And we needed to say something out loud with our boundaries, speak to what something was. We needed to speak over, lord over, preside over, officiate the nature of the situation, call out, recognize, speak to, maybe even rebuke whatever was going on in that connection. And those were all catalytic connections designed to wake us up to the power alive within us. So whoever we spent through, whoever we have gone through up until now, and we need to be okay to let them go, even if there was something that we had done, as long as we were inept, kind of innocent, ignorant, naive, immature even, inept, unskillful. It wasn't due to willful deceit or malice. It was more due to ignorance, innocence, naivete, ineptitude, a lack of skillfulness, recognition. unawakened, unhealed. Does that make sense? Even a little bit of sinfulness, meaning thought, sloth, laziness, maybe a little bit of selfishness. That's a lack of recognition of the other person. So we're free to let that go. There's this energy of moving on, moving forward with us being recognized as the prize. And if they couldn't see us, then it's their loss. We should move on, move forward, leaving them behind in the past. Because if we feed it, it will eat us. Meaning, going towards them is opening the gate to hell, regardless of what they are, what the situation can do, how we can respond to the situation. They are resonant with the vibration of the enemy. Meaning they are aligned in exact opposition. And it's not complementary. There's nothing wrong with an opposing force that's called a polar opposite. That actually has a purpose in the universe. But they are non-beneficial opponent. It makes sense. They possess enmity. Does that make sense? And there's also this energy here of letting it go. Like we've already broken out and broken free, and whatever, looking back towards the past that we've done, it's because we're understanding now all the possibilities in the future. But none of those possibilities in the future will be recognized in the present if we don't already, in this particular precise present moment, recognize our self-worth value, what we're deserving of. Really, our self-worth and what we deserve. Those two words is what I'm hearing. What we're deserving and our self-worth, Queen of Pentacles. Okay. So that was not entirely bad, because this is going to be very specific to any of the Capricorn moons or the Libra risings. Now, to be honest, I don't like that energy in the cards. I'm still, it doesn't negate. The Queen of Pentacles doesn't negate. It needs to be Mars energy for me with that Devil card. Or the Queen of Pentacles is perfect when the World card is out. I don't have it. To me, this means we've come across people who were karmic from previous lifetimes, and this lifetime to wrap it up. Of course, it's a confirmation with the Six of Wands here. Now we get to move on, move forward, leaving them behind. Seven of Wands. The Fool card is out here. Another confirmation. Really dealing with them now is opening up the gate to hell. Ace of Wands. This is the crown. We are a tasty morsel to them, a temptation to them. And they have to tempt us out of our own energy, off our own throne, to stumble around like a drunken fool with our crown crooked, forgetting who we are, what we are, and where we come from in order to get anything from us. Seven of Wands. We need to protect the ground that we're on, and there's an alert to an attack here. It's a spiritual attack. Devil card, Seven of Wands. Okay. And so we're just figuring that out. Page of Swords. We're learning about that. Spiritual authority. It's a supreme authority. Page of Swords is what that means. Yeah, we're learning about the gate of hell. Or somebody here is a Sagittarius North Node, perhaps, or Mercury. There's also some kind of spiritual inheritance that we've come into this life to possess or to earn. And so over the next month, we're going to have a lot of insight and intuition spilling around. Because there's things that we're destined to come into possession of according to the calling on our life and the agreement, the covenant on our life, the agreement we made with the divine. But there's things we need to change. We need to make some changes, spiritual changes specifically. I'm getting attachment. I don't see it yet. I also feel like we have some kind of mancy. So that's a tarot, that's a type of divination. That's what I'm getting. We need to stand strong in something that we were given at birth. It's alive in our family, our DNA, or our bloodline. Ace of Cups, we need to stand strong in it. Nine of Wands, Three of Pentacles, we need to work with that energy to open up the gate. Three of Pentacles, Knight of Cups, and now we have the Ten of Wands. It's like a generational thing. And it's the ticket back into paradise here. Ace of Swords, Sun card with the Four of Pentacles. So there's some kind of attachment here that we need to come out of, and it can be something that we're dealing with now. Because we're being quarantined, protected spiritually from something. Seven of Swords, Seven of Wands, Four of Swords. We're being quarantined, protected from something. I feel like there's a spirit that we've tangled with several times throughout. I just heard millennia. That's crazy. But I called it High Priestess. Whatever we are known in the spiritual universe, High Priestess with the Fool card. We are known in the spiritual universe. That's also a Brahmani priestess. Okay. And really what that means is that we're competing with some sorcery here. It's really a tango because we are chosen and they want our God energy is what this is. How this reads. Okay. Yeah, so we're dealing with an arch demon, an archon, the temperance and the devil card. And I'm also getting that it's a bad seed among others. That's the temperance and the devil card can mean that. But we retain God's stat. So we're one with the Lord. We're unified with the divine. So that means every time we come to earth, there's some specific purpose here. And we're abundant, universal. And we have to deal with somebody who has been quarantined out. And so we really need to try not to deal with them. But when we do have to deal with them, we need to quarantine ourselves, is what this is saying. And it's hard for us to get in alignment with the practice because being here in the physical, we've attained some kind of attachment status with them. That's the devil card as well, something that's toxic. It's karmic all the same. It can be a false twin. Temperance in the devil card. Here, what it's saying is no, we need to fully, finally recognize we are chosen. Queen of Pentacles, Six of Wands. So we have worked hard for this position that we've earned from the universe. Six of Wands. That's we really need to figure that out. And then we really need to recognize that is what I meant to say. And then with the Page of Pentacles clarifying, that means that's what the divination said. And then it's clarified even further with the Nine of Pentacles after the Page of Pentacles, which is here on the other card. So we have like several sets of confirmation. It's like this is like a beautifully, this is like a nice set of penmanship or calligraphy or the craftsman work on the craftsmanship. It is exquisite here. So we have an elaborated story here. The secret is about learning that we are quite exquisite spiritually. We have earned our stripes, earned our wings, earned our feathers, all of that, and then some, if that makes any sense. So we need not worry. This is for those who might be in a false twin kind of situation. Aquarius energy is what came out, which just means they might be very Saturnian. They may have a lot of Capricorn energy. Do they have Aquarius in their chart? That's way out. Also, do they have Libra in their chart? That's the way out. They may have a lot of Capricorn energy. Do they have Mars or their rising sign in Capricorn? That's the way out. They may have Capricorn strong in their chart. Do they also have stuff in Cancer? That's a way out. Does that make sense? Just because we see Capricorn or Scorpio doesn't mean it's a bad thing. But now, if you're dealing with a Aquarius and you're noticing that there's a lot of impulsivity, flightiness, they're very detached, aloof, rebellious, unpredictable, restless, you might need to cut it off. If you've been contemplating, this is the confirmation. I acted like I do not care, but I did. I just needed my time and space to think on my own. I didn't want to be tied down by a relationship because I wasn't ready to put it in the work. Yeah, if you're not able to come hard and lay it down, stick around, you better speak up about it. That's just the thing, especially with Aquarian energy. And I'm saying this knowing it because I have a very strong Aquarian energy as well. If you can't say, hey, I gotta go and come back, that's a problem. Because with Aquarius is they have to wander, but just because they wander doesn't mean that just because they roam doesn't mean they're wandering away. Not all who wander are lost. You know what I mean? They need time to recharge, and recharging for them looks like walking around to different spaces alone after they have a few different spaces. That's like they feel refreshed. And then when they come back to wherever their home base is, they have a lot more to give. It's like how they replenish their gas tank. And so that's a thing for Aquarius in partnership. They can have conflict because when they need or want to be alone, or when they all of a sudden detach and seem cold, or when all of a sudden they've had enough and they need to stop and just go home or stay home instead of going out again, it means that they need to replenish. So there's nothing wrong with that energy. It's that they don't, sometimes an unhealthy Aquarius will not even communicate that. That's a problem. And again, that means we're not getting a needs met. If somebody is going to leave for more than 72 hours and not say that, that's a problem. And if somebody's going to leave and say, hey, I need to take some space, I'll be back around in a couple of days, I'll check in with you. Okay, they've done their part. And if we're the kind of person who needs a person to check in with us twice a day, there might not be compatibility there. That's what I'm getting though with this false twin. There's another situation In general, to everybody, if we're not dealing with an Aquarius, there's another situation where whomever we met is a false twin. We might also be dealing with Pisces energy or 12th house energy. This person was a catalytic. They needed to wake something up. The fact that we can call directly to the Lord, we got the hotline to God, and we need to be a woman of prayer or a prayerful person. We really need to be steady on that grind when it comes to a spiritual practice. And there's a OG gangster, spiritual gangster, that kind of way as well. Like everything we do, we're going down on that knee in front of the divine, praying up, staying prayed up. And part of the contact with this person that we're having to let go, let God free them up for the Lord to illuminate their life and order their steps, illuminate their path and order their steps. You know, they were helping us return to the path. The pain we experienced with them was to return us to prayer, if that makes sense, because we needed to learn some self-love. And there's been plenty of new beginnings, but the thing is, when you lose somebody and you gain yourself, you've won. So we don't need to know when they're going to get their comeuppance. We don't need to know. It's not our job to judge. It's not our job to get vengeance, and it's not our job to decide what somebody's punishment or blessings is going to be. We need to forgive them to move on, and forgiving them is not so that they can feel better or get off the hook. It's not that people need to be accountable. That's not what I'm saying. We forgive them so we're not carrying poison around in ourselves. We forgive them because we're also unhealed, unawakened at some time. God, when we forgive them, we can pray for them to become illuminated and awaken. And that's a big feat. They may be broken down to nothing so they can be rebuilt properly. You know, if they're haughty and have no pride and have too much pride and no humility, they'll fall greatly before they're redeemed. Does that make sense? But it's not our job to. Does that make sense? And they may also be watching or connected to us in some way. If we're feeling like we're getting a lot of numbers or messages, connections to them, one thing to understand is that we had feelings. We might not have acknowledged that. We really need to remember that, okay, we're hurt, we're let down, we're disappointed. Really take it to God, take it to the Lord, take it to the universe, take it to source. To like, hey, Papa, Sky Daddy, that was an awesome prototype. Send me something like that, but better. Send me someone like that, but better. That's another thing. Because also they are trying to acknowledge their ego. They're having an ego death. Really, they're being cursed to their own karma. We can't be in denial because we'll be trapped in or we'll be more resonant with the lower vibration. Does that make sense? We're being reminded that we're on top even intuitively because they're thinking about us a lot too. And those thoughts are coming before the throne. The thoughts are entering to our spirit. They have to bow to our spirit before they terminate the cycle. So it's just a reminder that if they really wanted to heal, they could come towards us. It's not about working it out with them because we have the Five of Cups here. There is this thing needing to accept disappointment. Some of us accept defeat. Really, there's a better before and after. Five of Cups is before, after kind of energy. It's a detox as well. It can be flushing the toilet, kind of like a sphincter activity. Something needs to be detoxed. With the Four of Swords, there's some kind of healing here. So it is hard to let go of a toxin. Sugar, coffee, TV. It's not a substance like drugs. There's no seven of cups here. It's an attachment to a person, devil card. Some person is a temptation, so we put it before the divine. And that's part of the challenge. It's like when we don't have a plan, which unfortunately a man up until recently has been the plan. Once that man comes around, or once that woman comes around, we worship them more than we worship the divine, and everything goes to pot. Everything comes tumbling down, if that makes sense. You're clarifying this King of Cups here. Okay, completeness. So kings are about mastery, just like we also have a knight here and a page. So and a queen. The queens are about adepthood, and the knights are about being initiated, and the pages are about being a neophyte. So we have completeness, Nefertum. Okay. So this is about being really like the prototype of the divine. Number one, it's 36 in the deck, this card. And I can read the scrolls a little bit here, but I'm worried about time. One thing I'm noticing here is that we keep coming up against evil. But since we're so pure, since our heart wants to do the right thing, and since our heart wants to connect and love and unify, since our heart wants to act with love instead of be selfish, we're going more towards the divine instead of more towards enemy or towards sin. That's one thing. So we've walked through the fire without even noticing that we were in hell. But that's the thing about the King of Cups. There's this unconditional compassion, unconditional love in the King of Cups there. Okay, so let's clarify the Knight of Wands, because the Knight of Wands is excuse me, Knight of Pentacles. Um, the Knight of Wands is the returner, but the Knight of Wands is also telling me that there's two kinds of physical energies that we have that we're exhibiting right now. That's what that Freudian says. So let's clarify this. Okay, so we got it. Okay, so truth and fairness, ma'at. So it probably took a long time to wake up, or it took a long time to align, to reach equilibrium or balance or something of that nature. It also took a long time to probably see the writing on the wall, or it took a long time for both eyes to open. Maybe we saw one side of things or another side of things, okay, for a while. Um, so let's see here. What is it? Yeah, something was kind of stuck stagnant, plain as day, but it took a moment to see. There was also a facade or falsità, or there was something kind of contrived about it. It was almost like um, made to look a certain way or laid as bait or something of that nature. Something was contrived, is the language that I'm getting. It was of an opposing mind. Our decisions or our affinities were there was an attempt to manipulate them. Yeah, and then the Seven of Wands again in a different deck with this King of Cups. So we were continually going towards having a good heart. See, the king, besides being a master, of the cups, meaning your authentic, genuine, sincere self. That's your authentic self, true nature. Cups. So we've mastered our authentic self, true nature. And then the thing with the king versus the king is an external grand commitment. The queen is an internal grand commitment. It just means like the king of cups is committed to giving love. King committed to giving. Cups, love. King of cups committed to giving love. Okay? So this is the defender of unconditional love. And through being just a good person, made in the eyes of God is what it's saying here. We didn't see that we were working with, we were working with people that were demonic. These are people that were, unless they were Gemini rising or Mars and Gemini, we were working with people that were just strip. They would take everything they could get. And we were going to give them love. We were going to give them the keys to paradise. And all they could give us was heartache and heartbreak. Yeah. So remember I said it feels like we're around some kind of group of people or something like that. We're around people that we're letting inside. What it said is we were giving people continually love that we didn't need to. Some of these people needed to be stripped. Some of these people we needed to let go of. Some of these people we needed to not give so much access or not let them so close. Yeah, well, really, this went a lot harder. They're saying that they're disrespectful. And if people don't put respect on our name, Queen of, this feels a little big and, boastful, but if they don't put respect on our name, Queen of Wands, cut them off. Ten of Swords. That's what this is saying. Because these people actually don't think that we're something. So that actually means that they're jealous of us, which is probably more of the disrespect that we're getting. Yeah, so they're going over our head instead of coming to us and saying, hey, you're a beast in the game. Hats off to you. They're running to their altar and complaining to their, you know what I mean? They're ruminating, oscillating, vacillating, marinating in hate and venom. And it's so strong that it creates some kind of low vibrational spirit. And they get caught up in some kind of spiritual covenant with their own, with whatever deity can come in and exploit the vibration of their hatred. It's a spirit, a low vibrational spirit. Yeah, they curse themselves by having hate for us. I don't understand what kind of turn this reading has taken. This is the Nine of Swords with the Magician. They curse themselves. That's cursing. That's cursing or putting an attachment on someone. Let's wrap this up. What is this reading called? This is called Strength, Courage, and Wisdom. So I pulled out the lion card and then the cat came right away. Yeah, so the way this just happened, the cat came and then we have Specmet really is the strength card. What that tells me is that we have the maiden. She can deal with any person because she kills them with kindness. Now, she can snatch you out of the timeline. She really can destroy, she really can destroy you with great effort and a smile on her face. And I mean, she can destroy you with great ease and a smile on her face and go home and sleep quite well. You understand? nourish me, ma, segment, the Sphinx, very fierce. But actually, she's celestially, she's a diplomat. She's not always fearsome. She's not always what's called her terrible form, which means terrific, terror inspiring. Something that makes you fall to your knees with fright, it arrests you. And sometimes she's a diplomat. In my practice, she's called the maiden because she can go to a lot of the different pantheons or the different factions of spirits and gain peace. She's almost like a galactic consul, like that. That's why I have the consularship of her. Not consularship, consularship, like a diplomat of the universe, an emissary of light. I'm getting that so strong. If we're getting this card, it means that we have gossip, we have haters, we have all those things, and we barely even notice because we're going towards things with love. We're going towards things with faith in love, faith in source, faith in unity, faith in unconditional love. And nothing else is stronger than one of those. It's like we reach spiritual perfection, even though everything around us is spiraling backwards. It wants us trapped. It wants us not free and not at peace. But we're still reach spiritual perfection, peace, tranquility, serenity, oneness, unconditional love, universal consciousness, emotional fortitude, strength, courage, and wisdom, supreme, exalted grace over an entire cycle. This is breaking out, and breaking free, being universally at peace and free. So it's been an honor and a pleasure to serve. Thank you for allowing me the pleasure to do so. If anything that I said resonated deeply with you, go ahead and like, comment, share, subscribe, leave a review, book a session, send a donation. I just want to say we did have the Lord visit us. We had all 3 versions here, which is the Fool card, the Judgment card, and the Hangman. So like I said, it was an honor and a privilege and a pleasure to serve you. Thank you for allowing me the privilege to do so. Take good care. Bye-bye.